from Columbia in high definition. This is WIS News 10 Awareness.
Good morning and thank you for joining us for Awareness. I'm your host, Megan Norman. We are showcasing local talent all across the Midlands. And to continue our summer concert series, we have the Reggie Sullivan Band in studio with us this morning. Thanks for being with us, guys.
Absolutely, glad to be here.
We have Reggie Sullivan, vocalist and bass player, Zach Bingham on guitar, Jonathan Lovett, piano, and Jeff Shackley on drums. It's a pleasure to have you here 1 year later. What have you been up to?
Well, we've been traveling a lot. You know, I feel like we half live in Florida half of the time, then we live in South Carolina the other half of the time. But that, you know, and then starting to write, we're getting geared up for our recording process for our third album, which has taken a long time, but
well worth the wait, I'm sure,
yes.
after listening to you all. And you have a few different faces with you from last year,
yes.
So tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, so Zach's the original guitar guy, Zach Bingham, but new to the family is Mr. Jonathan Lovett. On the keys, and then very new to the family, actually like today new to the family, is Jeff Shackley on drums, but no stranger to the music scene here in Columbia at all. Yeah.
Well, tell us what it's like to be a part of the Reggie Sullivan experience. What can fans and listeners expect at one of the concerts and performances?
A good time.
Yeah, the shows are a lot of fun. People get really excited. The music is very energetic.
Yeah, we hope to give something to everybody. You know, if you're just if you're a regular person out to have a drink and a dance, you're going to enjoy it. But if you're a musician, you can appreciate our musicianship, and hopefully we have some kind of message too, especially lately. You know?
Right.
So.
Yeah.
And so, what do you want people to take away from your performances?
Well, you know, I think a lot of times is that when people come to hear us, they really don't know what to expect. So we just hope when they leave that, like, the music, they'll say like, man, the band was really good and I enjoyed the music. I feel like I was stressed, I was emotional when I got there, but I kind of laid it all on them and they took care of it. And then I hope that there's a song or two that'll reach them. You know, some of our songs have a message, and hopefully that message will touch them too, and maybe it'll help them think about tomorrow a little bit differently.
Right, it can be a release for those listening, but also I imagine for you guys too, because it is a form of self-expression.
It is, yes, absolutely.
So let me just ask each of you, so Jeff, what kind of message do you think you send by playing the drums, or what kind of expression do you have?
I always want to portray a happiness and a love of music. I mean, I really love what I do. I get into it a lot, and I want people to be able to feel the energy and the love that I feel in doing it when I'm done.
You can certainly see that from the expression on your face to just the sound of the drums, for sure. And Jonathan, what about you on the piano?
Ditto. that was very well said. That, and I just want to spread, you know, peace, love, and good vibes.
Yeah, and happiness. Zach?
I want to rock.
Well, we certainly enjoy it. And Reggie, you talked a little bit about the message, and given what's happening in our world, in our state, with Charleston, everyone affected by what happened, by the tragedy that happened a month ago. So how did you use that as inspiration, or did you?
Well, you know, it's so funny. It's almost like hindsight is, you know, is 20/20, because I wrote a song on our first album called Brother Brother, and it's about two groups of people coming to the table and figuring out we have a common understanding, you know, and we can actually get along in life. And there's things we need to put, things that are in the past that we need to keep in the past and not bring them to the table. And I wrote that song just thinking about kind of growing up, you know, my life growing up and how I was raised and how much racism in general affected, you know, my life. But it's crazy that now today, you know, that we're in a different state here in South Carolina, and there's some weird things coming out the closet with people, but I think we just have to remind ourselves to let history be history and then move towards the future, because we can all get along and get together. And that song just kind of, now it's relevant. Everybody's like, man, you should do that song.
Right, a future together. And part of the lyrics, you said, brother, brother, won't you take my hand? We don't always see eye to eye, but I can be a better friend. And then it continues on.
Yeah.
So really focusing on the unity that we've seen so much of here in Charleston and in the state, and as we move forward together.
Absolutely.
So do you all also understand that message and agree with it and sort of play to that, I guess you could say?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, it feels very timely to play the song now. Yeah, absolutely.
And I think also being musicians is like, we hardly ever, you know, we think of each other as friends and musicians, you know, so it's like, I feel that if any groups bond together, the tightest and what's like troubled times, it's always musicians, and the arts always seem to flourish too. It's kind of everybody always falls back on the arts.
I was going to say, do you ever feel any division within the art world?
Regular division, but it's not like
racial
division, more so than just I'm playing pop music or I'm playing indie music or I'm playing this. You know, it's all about the music versus, you know, how somebody looks or their background or where they came from. If you can play, then everybody wants to play with you. You know, you can be really odd looking and crazy, but be a phenomenal, you know, musician, and everybody's wanting you to play in their band and bring something to the table.
Right. And along with the message, just the music itself, do you all feel like music is a universal language that it really can unify people?
Yeah, I would say that's definitely
And
true.
have you seen that throughout your different concerts and your performances?
Sure, yeah, especially, well, he was talking about us being in Florida half the time, especially down there. Lots of tourists come from other countries and we don't speak the same language, for instance, but they're out there dancing and saying how much they enjoy the music and stuff like that. We've seen it all the time, absolutely.
Do you want to do more music similar to Brother Brother, or do you have any thoughts for the future in terms of that?
You know, our new album is we're trying to get back closer to our roots, which is jazz and soul and R&B. So we're kind of thinking in that process, but we're all jazz musicians, which means we feel one way today and tomorrow we'll feel a completely different way. You know, we're never satisfied. So who knows how it'll sound, but we're kind of pushing more towards a R&B, soul, pop, alternative mix of everything. It's kind of just what happens, you know. Like we were in Florida last time, we wrote all week, and we probably came up with 4 or 5 different types of music. And so the new song, The Difference, we did, it's a combination of about 3 different songs we played, and I just put them all together and put some words to it. And that's the first time, you know, we've experienced it was today. So it'll grow and become better, bigger and better.
And morph and change along as you keep playing. And you also have another song that you're playing for us this morning that's really new, right?
Yeah.
The third one? Well, Don't Sweat the Small Stuff?
No, that's a really old one.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, it is. But we don't, it's one of our favorite songs. I wrote that with a good friend of mine named Mike Willis in Nashville, Tennessee. And it's just it's a good song. It tells people, like, don't worry so much about the little things. We all got problems, you know. Everybody's got money sometimes. Everybody's broke sometimes. You know, you got things that just don't work out, but don't sweat it.
Right.
You know, it'll be all right.
Another really good message. Yeah. So where can people find you? I know you're always traveling. You said you're in Florida half of the time. So where are you in the Midlands? In the Midlands, I think our next show coming up, you know, it's best to check the website. Yes, it's going to change, of course. Yeah. Will you be in Florida throughout the summer as well? We are actually during the summer. We're kind of home base for a little while. You know, our next big show is actually August 29th. It's the Freeway Music Festival at the Music Farm. You know, that'll probably be, I think it's about 20 local bands all playing on that show. Wow, that's incredible. Yeah, so we're on there too. We're playing towards the end. That's our next big Columbia show. And I think that's it. It's better to check the website. Yes. It's ReggieSullivanBand.com. Well, we will have that on our Awareness Facebook page. And guys, thank you so much for being with us this morning. Yes, and Facebook and Twitter, Periscope, all the social media sites. But we really appreciate having you here. We hope to have you again next year. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. And stay with us. You will hear them perform coming up next. Remember the first time when we met, showing off our photographs of everywhere we've been. From Egypt to China, San Francisco, Carolina, that's where I found you. Well, I've been around so long, I think I've seen it all. Would be clueless, just plain foolish, not to make that call. To see you again, my
came to life. Ooh. You're not too hard to handle. You're so easy to hold. Yeah. 'Cause I'm looking deeper back into my mind to recall the memories that you left behind. You're so different. You changed my life. Yeah. Feels like freedom when you're standing by my side, overturning feelings like an evening sunset tide. Just to let you know, oh, you're not too hard to handle. You're so easy to hold. I'm digging deeper back into my mind to recall the memories of you left behind. You're so different. You changed my life. Yeah. Yeah. Back into my mind to recall the memories of you left behind. You're so different, changed my life. Yeah. Oh, I'm digging deeper back into my mind to recall the memories of you left behind. You're so different, changed my life. Yeah. Come on, fellas. I met a man just the other day. He was looking for something to eat. He said he lost his job and his family too. He's been living in the streets. He's lived a lie, all his tattoos of pride, and put an X across his face. Now my mother taught me to love everybody and put them before myself. It's not easy, but it's necessary. So I looked at him and said, brother, brother, won't you take my hand? We don't always see eye to eye, but I can be a better friend. See, I know our lives are different, and it's how it's gonna be. But I'll give it all away for a crown someday to help a good man in need. I realize, all joking aside, that we all share the blame. He thinks we're baptized in sin, cause the color of our skin just ain't the same. And now we stand here staring each other down. We stand here tall and strong. It's a shame it took so many years for us to get along. Brother, brother, won't you take my hand? We don't always see eye to eye. I can be a better friend. See, I know our lives are different, and this house gonna be. But I'll give it all away for a crown someday to help a good man in need. My hand, 'cause we don't always see eye to eye, but I can be a better friend. See, I know our lives are different, and this house gonna be. But I'll give it all away for a crown someday to help a good man in need. Said I'll give it all away for a crown someday to help a good man in need.
We'd like to thank the Reggie Sullivan Band for once again sharing their talents on awareness. To see the full version of all the songs performed today, visit our Awareness Facebook page. Until next time, I'm Megan Norman. This is Awareness.
Well, we get low, we get high, we get old until we die. We're gonna laugh, we're gonna cry, we're gonna wind up wondering why. When the road that we're walking gets rough, well, we don't sweat the small stuff. Come on, we get rich, we're getting broke. Money comes and money goes. It ain't a thing you can't control, 'cause everybody in here knows that enough is never enough. That's why we don't sweat the small stuff. 'Cause I said, just when you think you're on top, everything drops. You're back singing that same old sad song. Yeah. Now what the devil's in the details, ain't no big deal. When any little thing goes wrong, we don't sweat the small stuff. Woo. Well, we get low, we get high, we get old until we die. We're gonna laugh, we're gonna cry, we're gonna wind up wondering why. When the road we're walking gets rough, well, we don't sweat the small stuff. Well, we get rich, we get broke. Money comes, money goes. There ain't a thing you can control. 'Cause everybody in here knows that enough is never enough. That's why we don't sweat the small stuff. Alright, hey! 'Cause I said, just when you think you're on top, everything drops. You're back singing that same old sad song. Yeah, know what the devil's in the details. Ain't no big deal when any little thing goes wrong, 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 wrong. We don't sweat the small stuff. No, we don't. No, we don't. All right, we're gonna take a few solos for you. Here we go. Bass.